stomach. I was still getting nauseous guts after I ate it. It only took me maybe, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes before I felt the issues. Now, I always told people that if they're looking at a new protein, I'm probably one of the best candidates out there to do that, to test it for you, because of how sensitive my gut is. And so, like I said, in the last year or two, I've been having a lot of issues with protein powders. And so recently I changed again to a different type. I actually went to bone broth protein and a couple of different brands, and I'm still having major issues with those. So that sparked an interest to me. I needed to look into it more and more on why I'm having these issues all of a sudden and what's causing these issues. And guys, just in the past month or so, I'm coming up with some pretty good research. And I got two that I want to share with you guys on why I'm having so many issues with protein powders. And a lot of my clients are also having the same issues. And what the first one is by, let's see here. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention, I also learned recently that I was about 3 or 4 months ago from a doctor who said that most likely all the protein powder we've been consuming all these years, we're only going to absorb, or we're only going to utilize 17% of that protein. I'm looking at the cost of these protein powders, and if I'm looking to increase my protein intake, 17% isn't going to cut it, not for that price. So I'd rather have a good source of lean meat or pasture-raised eggs as my main source of protein than go with protein powder, because my body will utilize more of the protein out of the good source of meat, which is pasture raised, and a good source of eggs, pasture raised eggs. It will consume, I think they say like 49% or something like that, even higher in some cases, depending on how healthy your gut is. So again, I didn't realize that we're only absorbing 17% of that protein powder. But anyway, this particular test was done by a recent study that is done by Harvard Health and Medical School. This is what they found. This is the topic. It's called the hidden dangers of protein powders. Some protein powders wind up as in your shakes into more than 1,200 calories. So I don't want that many calories in my protein shake. And why is that? Well, the risk, weight gain because it's so high, and an unhealthy spike in blood sugar due to hidden sugars. There's where your calories are. Your calories are in those hidden sugars, and your calories are in those hidden carbs, along with a lot of different fillers. See, the fillers in these protein shakes was my biggest issues, and why my gut was so sensitive is because of the amount of fillers that are in some of these protein shakes. Earlier this year, this is in the Harvard. Earlier this year, a nonprofit group called the Clean Label Project released a report about toxins in protein powders. Researchers screened 134 products for 130 types of toxins and found that many protein powders contained heavy metals, lead, arsenic, dangerous metals, and mercury. We know mercury in a processed form is really bad for the brain. They also found that there was some PBA toxic or chemicals from the plastic that was also in there. Pesticides was found and other contaminants with link to cancer and other health conditions. That's what Harvard Medical School found. Some toxins were present in significant quantities. I didn't know this. I had no idea there was that kind of toxins in those protein powders. For example, one protein powder contained 25 times the allotted limit of BPA, which is from plastic. How could protein powder contain so many contaminants? That was the question that was in that. The Clean Label Project points to manufacturing process. In other words, all those protein powders you're buying at the health food stores, all of them are processed. And we all know, especially if you've been following me, that processed foods are one of the most dangerous types of foods you can possibly consume. Another project or another study, which was done in 2021 by the National Center of Health Research, also released the results of a study in which over 150 of the best-selling protein powders were tested for levels of pesticides, heavy metals, and other unsafe contaminants. That's my dog. About 3/4 of the powders tested contained detectable levels of lead and pesticides and herbicides, both of which can cause permanent health concerns, including kidney and brain damage. The mercury especially in those protein powders. Guys, we have been making homemade kefir and homemade kombucha for years. And so what that has done, and that's homemade kefir is a great probiotic, and then kombucha is a great digestive enzymes and probiotics. Well, Emily and I have fairly healthy guts because of the types of foods that we're eating and the kefir and the kombucha. And that's why I'm having issues with so many different foods that have these toxins and contaminants in it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm having an issue with the protein powders. And so again, it doesn't make sense. I'm spending all this money on protein powders. I'm only utilizing 17%, and most likely the reason why I'm getting my stomach issues is due to the toxic chemicals and the contaminants and the herbicides, pesticides, and all these other toxic chemicals. So, what have I done? I actually did some research on collagen powders. So, collagen is a major source of nutrient that we need, and we just don't get enough of it with the types of food we're eating. So, collagen does come into a protein powder, or actually comes into a powder form, but I did a lot of research on that one, and it looks like it's not processed the same way. And then I researched the top collagen powders and found one that we've been using now for about 6 months to a year, and I have no issues. Now, I need to consume a certain amount of collagen per day because we train so hard. And we not only want to maintain our lean muscle mass, but we want to keep adding muscle mass, have strong joints. And we also want to keep our skin, because we're older, so we want to keep ourselves from aging too fast. And collagen plays a huge part. But this certain type of collagen that I have is working with us very, very well. And I'm having no issues with it at all. So guys, there is a solution. And the solution is to contact me at billmabrycoaching@gmail.com. Let's go over whatever issues you have, and let's go over what the information that I'm posting on this video, so maybe you'll understand it even more. But again, guys, I've completely gotten off all protein powder. It's too expensive, and then I'm not utilizing enough to really do any good. It doesn't make sense to spend that kind of money for protein that's causing issues, could be causing major medical issues in the future. It just doesn't make sense to me. You guys have a great day.